I begin with the name of God, the most kind, the most merciful. I greet you, greeting of Islam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I am honored and humbled to be invited to say a few words in this very historical gathering of remembering Reverend Moon and his contribution to the world for peace and also for interfaith areas. As Roban has mentioned, I have witnessed myself of his great contribution in building bridges, in bringing peace in the world. That's why rightly he's been named as a peace king. And also, in my humble opinion, he has worked beyond borders of any differences of race, culture, religion, and many other differences which we human beings are divided. He was a man and center to divide these divisions, as rightly this movement says, unification. And his two slogans, which actually I heard it from my own father at the age of 4.5, because my first teacher was my father. He used to wake me at 2:30 in the morning and make me to remember few Arabic words and Quranic sentences and Prophet's messages. And two message of my father teaching me remained with me until today. And I read it in Arabic and then I translate it. First he says, son, Prophet ﷺ said, Khairun nasi man yanfa'an nas. Best human being are those who serve other. And he added, selflessly, not looking for yourself. And when I read in 64 or 65, Reverend Moon's some saying that you must live for the sake of others, I thought that's the Prophet message. So he is the Prophet of God who is inviting us to sacrifice yourself and live for the sake of others. It means don't bring your ego or your personality in bringing peace and harmony and love and care among human beings who are divided. No doubt about it. We all know the division between humans are natural. That's happened. But some people live on these divisions and made their life. And prophets of God always come to work beyond borders, beyond these differences. And that's what I think his achievement has been throughout. But how you achieve that? Again, he has sent it through practice of human life. That is the center of the word, we call it family. He said it, and my father again taught me that the only institution which is God ordained is a family. Adam and Eve, if we know religious stories of it, two personalities, male and female, created by God himself and given the responsibility to go in this world and spread the message of God, which was nothing but respect each other, even the differences are there, tolerate each other, work together, and work hard to build yourself in this world so that devil, the Satan, who opposed the creation of mankind, could be ashamed because of your hard work of overcoming your hatred against each other. Unfortunately, some part of the world, Muslims or even human beings, are not have achieved that standard where we can tolerate each other, respect each other, and work together for peace and prosperity. But that was the real message of God, that I have created you in differences in color and languages. It's a verse of Quran I'm quoting you. But your duty is now go and overcome your colors and your languages and respect each other and work together and bring peace and harmony and love, which is another way of faith and religion, what we call it. And when I met Reverend Moon personally, I was amazed and I was impressed by his generosity, by his love and affection. I'm a Muslim and he knows it. And he called me my favorite Imam. I have some of them who heard him from his mouth can confirm in this room. I was shaking when he was saying me because I thought I may not be able to live to his standards. Because his standard was very high. But believe in me that he was a man of courage. And the word insight has been mentioned earlier. He was a man of insight. He was bearing the future for all of us so that we can live. And coming up in a car, conversation was happening here and there, and someone said, can we live up to the legacy of Reverend Mount? I replied, it's up to us. How much we practice his golden principles in our lives. For example, these two main principles which I picked up, which is again prophetic words, but more or less translated the same way, that living for the sake of others. And another one is that bring the humanity, the family of humanity under God. How we can bring our family under God is a challenge. God means your spirituality, your principles, your honesty, your truthfulness, your forgiving others, reconciliation, all those words which we heard earlier in Korean story, actually these all are religious words. It means if we reconcile our differences between people and people, family is a big symbol of reconciliation. Two people, different, live together for the sake of children, for the sake of future, and building something together. I think that's a challenge for all of us. From my faith point of view, I have to live honestly what my prophet have taught throughout centuries and my father have taught me. First words I mentioned you, khairukum man yanfa'un nas. Another thing which I learnt my father, and that was again I learnt it, that if you wanted to be good in this, as a human being in this world, you must thank others for the good thing which they do for us. And it means that man la yashkurun nas la yashkurullah, as Prophet ﷺ said, that if you're a human being and good human being, you must thank other. When I came first time in England and I was sitting in a bus, the conductor asked me, where you're going? I told him, then gave the money. I gave money and he said, thank you. And he gave me the change back, and then again said, thank you. The same time, the bus conductor thanked me 3 or 4 times. I was shocked. I thought, these people are not religious. And my prophet told me, you must thank others for every good work they do. And he is doing his duty and he's still thanking me because I'm giving him money. Money I'm giving because I wanted to get the ticket for the journey which I'm making. I came back home and I spoke to someone else in my room. I said, my God, Mufti Abduhu of Egypt, when he came in 1903 in England, he said, there are no Muslims here, but Islam is here. Because these people practice honesty and truthfulness and do their duty carefully to the minute and do not budge and do not. And that's what Reverend Moon have taught his followers and to all of us as a symbol of a man of God, that you must do things good for us, others, and do not do selfishly. The selfish nature of us actually taking us backward, and we have to overcome our greed, our selfish nature, and our all other things which are with us. I think I can speak a lot about my memories when meeting Reverend Moon, and one story, our going to Spain was mentioned. I had a meeting with Tony Blair the same evening, and I told Robin that probably I cannot make it. He said, no, we will arrange where you come and you go. Unfortunately, as flights are, they delayed. and my connections were delayed, and then going to Spain where I was, again further delayed, and then Reverend Moon, as no, speaks for a long time, and you have to wait there. And I told him, look, give me chance to, before he speaks, and if he come to the dais and start speaking, I cannot catch my flight back. Please allow me to come. He said, all right, you have only 10 minutes. And I spoke there, and I went and I came back, and arrangement was made, and I was told that Reverend Moon was listening to me carefully what I was saying, and I was also impressed by his truthfulness and honesty and the way he had trained his own children. I met all children. My actually meeting with this family first was his wife here in London when he came late 80s, and I was lucky to be invited among many other religious leaders. Though I had no role at that time to speak, I only listened to her, and in Doncaster Hotel or some other big hotel, I'm forgetting the name of the hotel, but that was in late 80s. So what I'm trying to say here, I'm talking to converted people, that please remember this man as a man of God, as a man of peace, the man who worked beyond boundaries and also told us to be honest, truthful, unselfish, overcome your own prejudices, work with others for peace and joy for all humanity, irrespective of anyone. You know, the two saying of the Prophet which I said is not for Muslims, it's for humanity. Khairun nasi man yanfa'un nas. And also, man la yashkurun nas la yashkurullah. These are all the noble commandments of Prophet to me, that be good human being first. That's why the religious boundaries are there. But that's for us to recognize each other. Like color boundaries are there. Like places are, our birth is there. You know, we born in different geographical places in the world. And Quran says it, that I have created you in different nations and tribes so that you recognize each other. لِتَعَارَفُوا. Ta'aruf has two meanings. One is to recognize that you are from south, I am from the north, things like that. Another is to learn the differences which south and north is there and overcome those differences. Ta'arufu means overcome whatever your differences are. My wife always said that when you start speaking, you never stop. So I must end, otherwise someone will say that I'm either repeating myself or I'm doing something silly. I simply request you to please remember the noble work which he has done, carry on his legacy, because in my faith, that's the true faith. That's the real faith in which we overcome your own prejudices and work for the sake of humanity. Thank you very much indeed.